Hello students, let us learn General Science for class 7 from the book Science Squad. Today we are going to learn chapter 6 Physical and Chemical Changes. In this chapter we shall discuss about the physical and the chemical changes that taking place in our everyday life. Let us begin the chapter. Every day you come across many changes in your surroundings, like setting curd from milk, adding sugar in water, juice and milk, milk becoming sour, stretching a rubber band, tearing of paper, burning of paper, ripening of fruit. You come across all these changes in your everyday life, is it not? These changes may involve one or more substances. In this chapter, we shall discuss about some activities and study nature of these changes. Let us now first learn about physical properties and physical changes. The properties such as shape, size, color and the state of a substance will call it as a physical properties. A change in the physical substances, physical properties will call it as a physical change. So the properties like shape, size, color and state of a substance, if it changes, then we'll say it is a physical change. You can see the example showing stretching of a rubber band. You are just stretching the rubber band, thereby changing its shape or size. Next, what is happening in the cutting of a carrot? You are just cutting the carrot and changing its shape. Mixing of a candy. You are just changing the state. That's it. Chopping of wood. You are making into pieces. It's remaining the same wood. So we call all these as a physical change. A physical change is generally reversible. So if you leave the stretched rubber band, it becomes to your normal size. Is it not? And cutting a carrot, we can join it also, no problem. There will be no new substances formed. It's the same carrot. It's the same candy. It is the same wood even after cutting. So these physical changes are reversible because there is no formation of new substances. Let us now discuss that with an activity. Cut a piece of paper in 4 square pieces. Cut each square pieces further into 4 square pieces. Now place them on the floor or a table so that the pieces acquire the shape of the original paper. So there is no change in the physical, is it not? Just we have created the same paper only. Though we have teared the papers, it is changed in the physical property only. You can rejoin the paper. You cannot join the pieces back to make the original pieces, but there is a change in the property of the paper. That is, you have changed the shape, you can say like that. We'll call it as a physical change. Let us see for another activity. Boil some water in a container. What do you think will happen? Do you see the steam rising from the surface of the water? Hold an inverted pan by its handle over the steam at some distances from the boiling water. It is not necessary that you have to hold an inverted pan, you can even hold the plate. What do you think will happen? The inner surface of the pan, you can see a lot of droplets of water in that. So here we can say the liquid is changing into gas and gases are back to liquid. So this also refers to the physical change. Let us now discuss about the chemical properties and chemical change. The properties such as its chemical nature and composition of a substance are called its chemical properties. Nature, chemical nature and composition are chemical properties. If there is any change in their chemical nature and composition, we'll call it as a chemical change. So you can see in the picture, wood on burning becomes ash. Ash is a new substance formed. Iron getting corroded. So that is a new substance formed. A chemical change is irreversible. Here, putting the ashes back, we will not get the wood. Putting back just cleaning, we will not get the iron. Activity 1. Let us discuss the chemical change with an activity. Take a small piece of thin strip of ribbon of magnesium. Clean its tip with sandpaper. Bring the tip near a candle flame. So usually we will get the magnesium in the form of ribbon, that is thin strip like appearance. Just clean it with a sandpaper and bring it to near the flame. What you can see in the picture, it is giving you a brilliant white light, is it not? What happens when it completely burns? It leaves a powdery ash. Now, does the ash look like a ribbon, magnesium ribbon? No. That is absolutely a new substance formed. The powdery ash is nothing but magnesium oxide. Collect the ash, mix it with a small amount of water. Stir this mixture well. Okay, I have taken the ashes that has been formed by the burning of magnesium ribbon and I have mixed it with the water. A new substance formed. This change can be written in the form of equations. When magnesium oxide reacts with the water, it will give you magnesium hydroxide. Now test the mixture with the blue and the red litmus paper. What do you think will be happening? Does the mixture turn red litmus blue or turns blue litmus red? As discussed earlier, OH belongs to bases. So it should change red litmus to blue. On the basis of this test, how do you classify the magnesium hydroxide as acidic or basic? So magnesium hydroxide changes red litmus paper into blue and hence it is basic in nature. Let us discuss about chemical reactions. The process in which the chemical properties of the original substance disappear and new chemical substances with different chemical properties are formed is known as chemical reaction. What is the meaning of chemical reaction? When the chemical property changes, a new substance is formed, then we'll call it as a chemical reaction. Now, we can say that a chemical change is also a chemical reaction, right? Yeah. This is because all new substances are formed because of the change in the chemical. For example, digestion of food in our body, ripening of fruits, fermentation of grapes happens to be all chemical changes. A medicine is an end product of chain of chemical reactions. Materials such as plastics and detergents are produced by chemical reactions. Let us now discuss about the characteristics of chemical reactions. We have seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new product, the following may accompany a chemical change. Evolution of heat or light. As discussed earlier, when magnesium ribbon was heated, we could see the evolution of light. Light is always accompanied with the heat. Similarly, when you burn the coal, you can see the heat and the light evolution and the wood slowly changing into ashes. Production of sound. When we burn crackers, you can see the production of heat, light accompanied with the sound. Change in the smell. What happens when the food gets spoiled? How will you know that the food has been spoiled? You can find it out with a foul smell. Now, change in color. When we cut the apple, it becomes brown in color if you kept it open for few minutes. Formation of gas. Take a table teaspoon of vinegar in a test tube. Add a pinch of baking soda to it. You will hear a hissing sound with the bubbles coming out from the test tube. This shows that formation of gas is also a characteristic of a chemical reaction. That means chemical reaction has taken place in the test tube, which has vinegar and baking soda. Rusting of iron. What is meaning of rusting of iron? We'll see. The change that affects iron particles and slowly destroys them is known as rusting. Since iron is used in making bridges, ships, cars, truck bodies and many other articles, the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. The process of how does the rusting takes place? When iron is exposed to oxygen and water, rusting will take place. That is, iron will become iron oxide. For rusting, presence of oxygen as well as water or water vapor is essential. So, in absence of any one of these, rusting will not take place. In fact, if the content of the moisture in air is high, that means it is more humid and so rusting will become very fast. How do you prevent rusting? We can prevent iron particles from coming in contact with oxygen or water or both. You can apply a coat of paint or grease. By depositing a layer of metal like chromium or zinc on iron. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. Where you could see this, the iron pipes we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent rusting. The picture shows galvanization in the factory. You can see it is a layer of zinc has been coated with on the iron pipes. Crystallization. The process of crystallization is used for getting a pure sample of a soluble solid substance from the solution. Crystallizing means removing a pure sample from the solid substance from the liquid. When hot saturated solution of a substance is cooled, you will get a crystals and impurities are left in the solution. So, when you are heating the hot saturated solution, cool, then you will get a crystal of a pure substance and the impurities will be left in the solution itself. This process is called crystallization. It is an example of a physical change because physically you can see. Take water in a beaker. Now add few drops of sulfuric acid. Now we are going to heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder, that is blue, slowly while stirring continuously. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Now filter the solution and allow it to cool. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. Can you see the crystals of copper sulfate? Yes, you can see the crystal of copper sulfate which was in the liquid form in the solution has become solid state in the crystals when it is cooled. Let us have a chapter recap. Changes can be of two types, physical and chemical. Physical changes are changes in the physical properties of substances. Hence, no new substances are formed. The physical changes may be reversible. In chemical changes, new substances are produced. Some substances can be obtained in pure state from the solution by crystallization. This ends chapter 6.
Vidya Prakashan Mandir Private Limited.